Yo, what up? Ogechi here, aka Oaghaji, with another review. Now, today's review is going to be on the 1994 Seinen martial arts manga series Koukou Tekkenden Tough. Specifically, it's going to be a review of Volume 2 of the manga with chapters 10 through 19. You know what I'm saying? Now, before I begin this review, just want to let y'all know, as usual, that if y'all hear any background noises and things like that, that's my family. And not to mention it's Mother's Day. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin this review. Now, like I said, Chapter 10 continues on with Kiichi Miyazawa fighting against, Mitsuhide Kuroda, the successor of Nada Shinyon Ryu, the ancestor to Nada Shinkage Ryu. As we know, Nada Shinyon Ryu combined the the traditional Koryu martial arts with Kenjutsu, Taijutsu, Yawara, and all that stuff. With the Chinese martial arts as well, you know what I'm saying, which is pretty cool. And then Nada Shinkage, derived from Nada Shinyo Ryu. Nada Shinyo Ryu, was used by Japanese soldiers, publicly and whatnot. Whereas Nada Shinkage Ryu was used in the shadows, with Japanese, military soldiers and things like that. So, which is pretty interesting to say the least. Now, that's the best way that I can describe, the origin of Nada Shinyo Ryu and Nada Shinkage Ryu. Like I said, Kiichi and Kuroda had their fight. Kiichi was able to come up top with the Nada Shinkage Ryu Hashinsho, or Nada Shinkage Ryu Heartbreak Palm, which is pretty awesome. If y'all see the OVA adaptation, it shows you, clips and pieces of that. And then again, the OVA is just a small taste of what this manga and its sequels really are, and what they deliver. After their fight, Kiichi fights this new enemy, and his name is Goji Kano, and he is a judoka, and he's very, very big, but yet very skilled in judo. And in some cases, he has his potential to go to college, with his judo skills and all that, and he falls in love with the teacher, you know what I'm saying? And the teacher wants Kiichi to fight because, kind of becoming too arrogant and all that type of stuff with it. And some all other details I don't want to get too deep into because, spoilers. Let me see. And along the way, Kiichi, has learned one of the main techniques of Nada Shinkage Ryu, and that's the Bosatsuken, or the fist of the Bodhisattva, or the Bodhisattva fist, which is pretty cool. And he was able to use it against Goji, but it wasn't easy. It was a very tough fight, especially since Goji, he's not all just muscle. He's a very skilled martial artist, a very skilled judoka, with his throws and things of that nature. And he also has his goal, and his approach to judo is more combat-oriented compared to the sport version of judo, you know what I'm saying? He wants to, return judo to its original roots, especially its traditional Koryu Jiu-Jitsu roots, and try to stand up against, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is created by, in Brazil, not just by the Gracie family, but also by the other Brazilian family around that time as well. I forgot the name. And one of them is Philha, if I remember. If you want to know more about the history of, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and how the Gracies weren't the only one that created the style, there are plenty of YouTube videos that could give y'all the heads up about that. And I'll probably do my best to put a description on those below, if possible. Anyway. Like I said, it was a very again, the fight between Kiichi Miyazawa and Goju Kano was a very tough fight, especially on both sides actually. With Kiichi with his strikes, and Goji Kano with his grappling throws. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Kiichi was able to win this fight, and he said he did not just for the art of the martial arts, but also that the teacher asked him to that he was dating. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyway, overall, Volume 2 of Koukou Tekkenden Tough is it's a pretty good step up to the previous volume. You know what I'm saying? The fights are just as awesome as ever, and the characters do get some pretty decent development, especially in the case of Kiichi. And the story, was written pretty well, not in these chapters, I'm not gonna lie. So, yeah, overall, I'm going to give Volume 2 of Koukou Tekkenden Tough a 4.5 out of 5. Hopefully, y'all enjoy this review. I wish I could go more into detail Volume 2, but again, I don't want to completely spoil it for y'all. I want y'all to read Volume 2 for yourselves, especially if y'all read Volume 1 and want to read more of it. Now, for those of y'all that have read Volume 2 of Koukou Tekkenden Tough, let me know what y'all think in the comments below, you know what I'm saying? And y'all can also follow me on my other social media accounts. On top of that, if y'all like this video, y'all can hit the like button and share it. If y'all like this type of content and other videos that I do, y'all can subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell to keep y'all notified. And stay tuned for more other reviews and more other videos along the way. So with all that said, this is your boy, Ogechi Aghaji, aka Oaghaji, aka the Pervy Sensei, signing out. Peace.